Hello, everyone, and welcome to this bonus episode of the Profitable Coaching Conversation Show with Wendy Y. Bailey. Yes, I'm indeed Wendy Y. Bailey, and I'm excited to be here to share with you a really cool topic. Did I create a banner for the topic? Let's see. Yes, I did. Today, I'm going to be talking about how to maintain a consistent flow of coaching clients. I know some of you are really eager to see this topic, and I'm really excited to share with you. I have a philosophy about maintaining a consistent flow of coaching clients. So I'm sharing with you my philosophy, I'm sharing with you my strategy. I think you're going to get a lot from this. If you're watching me on on Facebook or on LinkedIn or on YouTube, the replay will be available. Let me know that you're watching. Share a hi in the comments, or if you're watching the replay, go ahead and type hashtag replay to let me know that you were here. I'm broadcasting simultaneously on my Facebook profile, my Facebook page, two of my Facebook groups, and on LinkedIn. I'll be uploading the replay on YouTube later. So let me tell you a little bit about myself again, reintroduce myself. I'm Wendy Y. Bailey. I'm a 19-year veteran business and sales coach, and I show coaches how to master business. That means we talk about infrastructure, which includes processes and systems and tools. We talk about marketing, which includes visibility strategies and non-traditional launch strategies so that you can launch in a way that's authentic to you. And we also talk about sales conversations that convert to cash. That's one-to-one sales conversations, as well as one-to-many speaking from the stage, and it includes promotional copy as well as email marketing. So that's sort of the breadth of what I do. But today's topic is really one of those evangelical topics that I talk about to almost all of my clients. And it's really about, again, how to maintain a consistent flow of coaching clients. And it starts very simply. If you're taking notes, it starts very simply with what you know about your most ideal client. I call it ideal client clarity. And sometimes I say in the power of one, right? Ideal client clarity means that you have such a vivid and clear picture of who your ideal client is, you almost can spot your ideal client at a networking event. You can hear your ideal client speaking when you're on Clubhouse. You see their posts. They talk about things on Instagram or Facebook or LinkedIn, and you know because you have that clarity that they're your ideal client. There's some key factors around your ideal client that you need to know. You need to know gender, okay? When you think of your ideal client, there's no such thing as fear of missing out when you declare a gender. If you declare women as your primary client, it means that women see you, women know you, women hear you talking to them, the language you're speaking resonates. Women, women, or men. If you're talking to men, the language you use for men is different than the language you use for women. That's why it's important for you to declare a gender. The second thing you want to focus on is an age range. And make sure your age range spans no more than 10 years, because the way you talk to a 30-year-old is different than the way you talk to a 50-year-old. I get really frustrated with clients who say to me, oh, I work with anyone, 30 and up, where their words that you cannot use when you have ideal client clarity. Someone, anyone, somebody, everybody, all, they, or them. When you're focused on your one ideal client, that range keeps you from the fear of missing out. Okay, 10 years. So is it 30 to 40, or is it 35 to 45, or is it 45 to 55? Because the way you speak in those age groups are different. So you need to declare. And here's what I want to say about the fear of missing out. If you're afraid of missing out and you feel like declaring a gender, declaring an age is going to keep you from speaking to, connecting with, getting your reach to your most ideal clients, that's the farthest thing from the truth. The more clear you are, the more focused your marketing efforts will be and your message will be, and your ideal clients can self-select themselves into your service. Okay. The more vague you are, the harder it is for people to know that you mean them. The harder it is for them to see and understand your message is meant for them. So fear of missing out does not come into play. I want you to scratch that from your mind and never think of it again. Ideal client clarity is the way to go. Declare a gender, declare a 10-year age span. And the third thing I'm going to say is make sure you know what kind of money the ideal client makes. If it's an individual, know what kind of salary. If it's a profession, know what kind of range for that career is. You may not be exactly on target, but that helps you to set fees for your program services and products that are meaningful to your most ideal client. It helps you establish your fees based on the value you're able to give and what that ideal client has the ability to pay. And your ideal client is always, always, always ready, willing, and able to invest in themselves by hiring you. So gender, declare it, yes. Age range, no more than 10 years. And then salary, be very, very clear about the salary of your ideal client. The other two things I want to talk about are really connected to the second thing about ideal client clarity. When you understand the problem your ideal client is facing and just focus on one at a time, you may be able to solve a slew of ideal clients' problems, but focus on one at a time. Then build a solution or a program or a boot camp or a webinar that resolves that problem that your ideal client is facing. Remember, one problem and one solution. One problem and one solution. So recognize that one problem, okay, when you talk about that one problem, you can really get into a lot of details if you're focused on why it's happening. Why does the client not have the ability to solve the problem on her own, right? Ask yourselves what's happening and what do you see as the circumstance or the situation that's causing the problem, right? Then you can build a comprehensive solution that really addresses that particular problem specifically. And here's the really cool thing. The more problems that you are able to solve with your programs for your most ideal client, the easier it is to carve out a nice niche for yourself. Still serving the same ideal client, but you're the go-to whenever she has problems or whenever he's faced with something that's a problem that you have the ability to help them solve. Okay. And the more definition you have around the problem, that means how is it showing up? What's the pain that it's causing for the client? What is the client not able to do because of this problem? What is the client, not able to accomplish because of this problem, right? Is making sure you know how that client is dealing with that problem. People call those pain points, right? I want you to look at it as the situation and the circumstance. At the core of that is why the problem is happening. Why hasn't the client been able to solve it on her own? Why hasn't she been able to address it? So once you know your ideal client really, really well, you get to create a solution to the problem. Then you get to focus your solution on the transformation or the change your ideal client seeks. So as you're building your solution, that means your program, your service, your product, your offering, whatever it is, it means that you are really paying attention to how is this going to change the ideal client's world? Maybe it's her career. Maybe it's her job. Maybe it's her family. Maybe it's her relationships. Maybe it's her business. When you are clear about that change that your ideal client is seeking, then you can start to craft a lot of the depth in your program, in your solution. Okay. That's how you really create transformation. Then you can actually talk about the transformation with your ideal client to your ideal client in your sales copy, in your email marketing, in your social media post, in your videos, in your blogging. You can talk about it in ways that your ideal client hears and understands and connects to. So the next 5 areas are really about focusing on your ideal client. This is how you keep a steady flow of ideal clients. First, you got to know who your ideal client is. You got to understand the problem and the solution you offer. Then you've got to be able to recognize and language the transformation. Now we're going to get into what's going to help you maintain a steady flow. These next 5 areas will help you to do that. Practice, the first one is practice what I call ideal client attraction. Ideal client attraction means that you're not posting anywhere and everywhere across social media because that's what you think you're supposed to do. It means that with the clarity you have about your ideal client, now you can actually go to the platforms and invest the time and energy on the platforms where you're going to get the most traction. Okay. For a long time, I wasn't on Clubhouse. I mean, on Instagram. I was on Instagram, but I was posting whatever I wanted to. I posted pictures of food. I posted political stuff. You know, for a long time, I just wasn't really doing anything. I stayed connected to my son. Hey, Carlos. Hey, Donetta. Good to see you guys. I see other LinkedIn users. Hey, Liz. Great. Glad to see you guys here. I just came over there and saw you and was like, hey, glad to see you guys. So, you know, for a long time, I wasn't on Instagram. I used Instagram to share reels and photos and posts and everything with my son. He's 31 years old. That's a platform that is made for that millennial group primarily, until Clubhouse came, and Clubhouse has been connected to Instagram, right? Clubhouse is where my ideal clients are. And I've been talking a lot with my ideal clients on Clubhouse. So what I had to go back and do is scrub my Instagram profile, right? What I mean is I archived some of the food photos, some of the things that were political in nature. I archived those posts. And then I got my team on a regular rotation of posting high value content related to what I do to serve my most ideal clients. You need to look at the platforms that you are posting on, where you're spending your time, and ask yourself, if I look at the demographics of my ideal client, that's what the ideal client clarity is about. If I start paying attention to and go look up the demographics for each social media platform, where is the right place in the right space for me to connect with my most ideal client? And I don't suggest that you post everywhere. Like some people are like, oh, they post on Instagram, they post on Facebook, they post on LinkedIn, they post on YouTube. I say select the top 2 platforms based on the demographics of your ideal client and the demographics of the platform. I did a whole series for those Academy members who are watching. I did a whole live video training on making sure you're posting and you're connecting with your most ideal clients on the right platforms. It gives you the demographics of each one. I even covered Reddit and Pinterest as platforms that you can look at. It's not just the ones that you think. Yeah, I have fun on Facebook, and you know why? On Facebook, I have 2 private Facebook communities there. So I'm on Facebook because of that. I'm also on Facebook because I enjoy the fun part of being on Facebook. So I'm posting, you know, food, I'm posting jokes, I'm posting stuff for engagement. We'll talk about that in just a minute. But pick the platforms that work for you. Pick the platforms that are where you were most likely to be in the right place and space to connect with your most ideal clients. That's what I mean by client attraction. It's not about finding your ideal clients. It's about being attractive so that they see you as a beacon and they want to know more from you. They want to learn more about what you offer. I've just recently got a new Academy member, and she was like, oh, you know, this person told me I need to work with you. And I was like, okay. And I knew the person she mentioned. And then she said, oh, and another person told me, I don't remember who it was. They told me I needed to work with you too. I don't know who the other person was because she didn't remember. But here's the thing. This is someone who's been on my mailing list. I know at least 5 years. But it took somebody telling her about me for her to actually work with me and to be interested and eager in working with me. But I had laid all the foundation before that. So when they told her, it was like a second experience, somebody recommending, and it highlighted for her what I could do and how I could support and serve her. So she really started checking me out. That's how your client attraction will work. Your clients will see you, other people will see you and say, oh, you need to work with this person. Even in the comments, I just noticed Carlos, hey, Yvonne, I just noticed Carlos actually tagged somebody that he thinks can benefit from this message. That's client attraction. So practice client attraction is the first thing you need to do. The next thing you need to do is to practice client engagement. Don't just push post, ask questions, invite opportunities for people to respond, react to your post. If you're not blogging, please start blogging. Please start blogging. Blogging is a place for you on your home territory to actually showcase your expertise, to share your perspective, to share your thoughts about whatever's going on in your business around with your ideal client, to really share from a place of, wow, I really know what I'm talking about. But your blog is permanent residence versus your social media, which is temporary residence. I've heard so many horror stories over the years of people who lost whole pages or whole groups because Facebook shut them down for some reason. And sometimes they weren't able to regain it. I know someone whose profile was shut down on Instagram. He's been able to rebuild his platform to like 16,000 since May. So you can lose your platform on the temporary residences, but you can't lose your website. So make sure you're blogging. And Liz, I know you're here, so I'm saying this for you. If you're a visual learner, right? If your wares are visual in nature, Liz is an image stylist and consultant. All of your blog posts need to be videos, okay? All of your blog posts need to be visual. So photos, pictures of outfits or styles that you've done and examples of clients that you have styled. Those are the kind of things that will help. Then in between that, if you want to blog about something else, you can post again a video, or you can post here are 3 things that I tell my clients that will help them with their style, with their image. Just an idea for you, Liz, in terms of blogging. But I don't say it enough, and I just wanted to say you got to blog. Engagement really looks like, how are people coming and consuming your content? How are people, reading what you're writing? Are they reacting to it? Facebook and LinkedIn and even Instagram have made it easy for people to react, right? The other thing about reaction, you want engagement in a way that you ask a question every now and then, right? I've seen some top influencers on Instagram specifically say, here's my thought. If you believe it, type amen in the comments, right? Or hit the heart or double tap this photo. Create some kind of engagement around the content that you're sharing. And it needs to be content that's specifically around how you can support and serve your most ideal client. The next step is to really practice ideal client enrollment. It's great to practice creating social media posts and doing that. But if you don't extend an opportunity for a client to work with you, you're missing out. You're leaving money on the table. So you need to be sure that not every post, not every day, every week, every month, but you need to pretty consistently make offers. It means you're inviting clients to work with you. It means that clients are, hey, Dee Bowden. Hey, Barbara Beckley. Great to see you, Yvonne. Awesome. Yvonne says, I'm on Facebook because a large part of my market is there. Yeah, my favorite platform is LinkedIn. Excellent. Danetta says, my ideal clients are on Clubhouse, to IG, and to LinkedIn. Yeah, absolutely. I just started using polls on LinkedIn. Yeah, they're creating stuff to help you with engagement. So definitely take the opportunity to invite people to work with you. You got to do it. You got to do it. It may feel uncomfortable at first, but the more you make an offer, the more you invite people, the easier it gets, and the more clients are going to know that you're available to do business. So client enrollment is something you must practice. The next one is you've got to practice what I call ideal client retention. It costs so much to actually onboard a new client. It costs less than that to actually keep a client and move the client to another service that you offer, or renew the client's work with you on that same service. Think about how you're going to retain your clients when you get the client, not when it's time for them to renew, not when it's they just stop working with you. Make sure you're focused on understanding what it's going to take to retain that client. Okay. Sometimes it's, again, moving them to another program. Sometimes it's keeping them, renewing them in the same program. It's also about making sure about halfway through serving the client, you ask, you say, here's some things coming up. We've only got so many more sessions left. Your membership is about to expire in 3 months, and I want to make sure I check with you to see how things are going. You want to check before then, but your reason for asking those kinds of questions is about retention. It's like, where do we go from here? You've expressed a couple of problems, and I'm ready to solve the next problem. I'm ready to help you with the next thing that happens. The last one I want to talk about is ideal client service. My hashtag to my tribe is world-class service. It's because I always want my clients saying, wow, this is amazing. I'm so glad I'm working with her because of the service that I get. I'm so glad that, I'm part of WendyY's tribe because of how she treats her tribe. I treat my tribe, people who are not paying me, well too. But as a client, I want my clients going, wow, when they think what could have been done better or different, they don't have to think so hard because I've already done it. So there's a standard of excellence when I think about world class. It means people recognize all over globally that your brand is at a higher standard of excellence, operates at a higher standard of excellence than other brands. That's why it's world-class service. I'm always going to give you a higher standard of excellence than anyone else in the coaching industry. It's because I think about how I want to be treated, and that's how I treat my clients as well. So client service, ideal client service, is something you can practice by asking yourself, how can I make this better? How can I make the access to me better for the client, right? How can I answer questions? What questions can I answer that will help the client? You're always trying to improve. And the one that I remember, the one that I always remember is Disneyland. Disney's job in terms of their mantra of providing service is to create magical moments for their clients, their customers, the people who come to the theme park, the people who go to their website to order tickets. That is their motto, is to create magical moments, right? So those magical moments add up for customers who go to their website, for customers who, connect with them. Those magical moments for them add up to creating a magical experience for people who support Disney, right? Who go to Disney, who book tickets for Disney, et cetera, et cetera. You want something similar to be true of the service that you provide to your clients. And think of it, across the board. When they come into the business, when they're in the business, when they're leaving the business, after they've left the business, how do you really support your clients with stellar service? That's really, really important when you think of that. The more you support your most ideal clients with stellar service, the more your clients are going to be ready to, client retention is huge. Thank you, Yvonne. I appreciate that. So the more you have stellar service with your clients before, during, and after you're serving the client, the more likely they are to return. Okay. The last two things I'm going to say is, the first is, make sure you deliver the transformation you promised. And you do that when you create the solution, which is your program, your boot camp, your event, whatever it is. When you're looking at your solution, you're asking yourself, how do I respond to the transformation the client has expressed? Okay. The example for me is, when I'm talking to my ideal clients and I'm going through all of those 5 pieces that I just talked about, I'm always going, they told me the transformation they want is, they want to be able to convert more clients. They want to be able to maintain a full pipeline of clients. They want a steady flow of clients, right? And based on that steady flow of clients, how do I get them there? What can I say in my lives? What can I say on my bonus episodes? What can I write on my blog? What can I share in video? What can I create in terms of a new ebook that will help them? All of those things help me to be able to create the transformation, deliver the transformation my ideal clients seek. I want you to be asking the same question. How do I, first of all, you need to know what the transformation is, right? Because you've done that in the first 2 that I gave you. And now that you know what it is and you've been practicing these ideal client tenets, now it's time to say, how do I deliver the transformation? What can I do? What can I say? What can help my clients achieve the transformation they're seeking? And that makes a really robust program, ebook, service, boot camp, webinar. It makes all of that possible. It makes all of that possible. And then finally, and this is where a lot of people miss out, every single day, focus on income producing activities only. Focus on income producing activities only. Okay. That means that you're focused on consistent actions that are about moving your business forward and boosting your bottom line profits. You're focused on those things that are going to bring you money. I did a coaching session yesterday with a client, and I had noticed when I started working with her that she was always really busy. Like, she had a lot of things going on. She had this call, she had that call, she had the other thing. And I said to her, you don't need to tell me what they are, but let's say you've got 5 things that you're involved in right now. She said, okay. And I said, how many of those are producing income for you right now? And she said 2. I said, okay. And the other 3, are they producing income for you within the next 90 days, 60 to 90 days? And she said, no. And I said, you need to cut back on those activities. Sometimes it's as simple as changing your choices about what you get involved in, right? Sometimes it's about what you do every single day in your business. It is so less important for you to be posting on social media. That is a non-income producing activity. I know I stepped on some toes with that one, and I'm okay. It's less important for you to post on social media and more important for you to be focused on income producing activities. Income producing activities are speaking. So, go open a room on Clubhouse around a topic related to your ideal client's problem. Start talking about the solutions that you're aware of. That is an income producing activity. Be sure that you practice client enrollment. And when you practice client enrollment, that means that while you're doing your room on Clubhouse, you're also extending an invitation to your clients to work with you. It may be a free challenge for now, but in your free challenge, you're going to extend an invitation to them to actually join something that they pay for. Okay. But it is an income producing activity. Go do an IG live if that's where your clients are. Go do a LinkedIn live. Make sure that you're engaging. Anytime you are speaking and sharing your expertise, it is an income producing activity. Instead of posting, go live. LinkedIn, YouTube, Facebook, you can go live on all of those platforms. Okay. Make sure you're on the right platform before you just decide to go live, but go live. That is an income producing activity. It carries far more weight for you than posting some static post on those platforms. I know I stepped on y'all's toes. It's okay, because I want to. Other income producing activities include writing content for clients. Okay. If you're creating a program I'm a build a plane as you fly girl. Everybody who's been around me knows that's what I do. I talk about building the plane as you fly it. And what I mean by that is make sure that your content, your concept, your program is something that your clients will actually buy and enroll in before you build it all out. Okay. And the reality is, if you create a skeleton outline, you sell the program, and then you start delivering the program, you're going to find that there's a need for some tweaks in the content, because the client is there giving you the feedback. The client is there telling you what to do. So don't put your head down over days, weeks, and months, creating content. Stop that. Create the skeleton outline of your program, sell it, and then build the program, then record your videos, then write whatever you need to. But don't go and build out the whole thing before you know if your ideal client is really going to buy it. That's wasted time. That's non-income producing. When you're working on client work, you're doing for a client, or you're creating content for a client, just remember that, your input from the client is necessary for you to really get it looking like it does. I found that I have to deliver content at least 3 times before I really understand how I want to shift it and make it really polished. At least 3 times. At least 3 times. And it's because of my build the plane as I fly it philosophy of creating content for clients. If you are training your team, it is an income producing activity, because once they're trained, they're going to take a lot off your plate, and it's going to create productivity in your business and more efficiency and effectiveness, because then you'll be focused on the right things. Every single day, make sure that you're focused on income producing activities, and you stay away from non-income producing activities. All 5 of those things are income producing activities: client attraction, client engagement, client enrollment, client retention, and client service. All of those are income producing activities. Non-income producing activities are taking selfies, reading your email every 2 minutes, or when your phone chimes. Turn those bells off, turn those notifications off. You don't need to look at it. Look at your emails twice a day. Read your social media posts a couple of times a day. Don't go to Facebook 12 times a day. You're wasting time, okay? And if you talk to me and I'm your coach, and I find out that's what you're doing, you're going to stop it. Because I'm going to tell you that's not productive for you. It's not creating income for you. Danetta says, every day I find out writing down my activities allow me to see the big picture to stay focused. Yeah. And Barbara says, build the plane as you go. Awesome. Yeah. And I know you live a lot of that as well. Another LinkedIn user says, go live before you post. Yeah, don't post, go live. I hope this has been helpful for you. I've given you a 10-step strategy for how you can actually maintain a consistent flow of ideal clients. And when I say ideal clients, I'm talking about the people who are your people, the people who are looking for you, the people who have the problem and they know you offer the solution. When you are focused on your ideal clients, your right people, and you follow these steps, you're going to find that you have a consistent flow of coaching clients. Because what you can do is you can direct people to where things are. I teach a whole nother program and course around setting pricing and creating predictable monthly coaching income that's tied directly to maintaining this flow as well. When you have this flow going, you can point to your predictable monthly coaching income plan. And based on that, it can spell profitability for you in a huge, huge way. I'm WendyY Bailey, and if you've missed any part of this, you can catch the replay. The replay for all of the episodes are at profitablecoachingconversations.com. That's profitablecoachingconversations.com. This replay should be up tomorrow. It should be up tomorrow. And if for some reason you have missed it, I would love for you to be in the Profitable Coaching Club. Go to profitablecoachingclub.com. That's my club on Clubhouse. You can also become part of the society. So join the Profitable Coaching Society at profitablecoachingsociety.com. Let me just check and see if there are any questions or any comments. Remember, if you're watching the replay, to be sure that you type hashtag replay, post your questions, and I will be checking back across the platforms. Thank you, lady. You always give the best information. You're the best. Thank you. Thank you, Barbara. Thank you, Yvonne. Thank you. Excellent reminders for me. Excellent, excellent. I'm so glad this was beneficial to you guys. I will see you for another bonus episode next Thursday in the 2 p.m. Eastern hour. So mark your calendar. And if you want to vote on the next topic, go to profitablecoachingsociety.com. That's my private Facebook community, so that you can vote on the topic. My tribe gets to choose what we talk about. I'll see you next time for another great episode. Take care, everyone. Bye-bye. All right. Take care. Bye.